All right, we're live with the Firedog.
Hey, how you
Yeah,
doing, Lupe?
we're going to be celebrating 65 years on the air tomorrow.
On WQDY. From humble beginnings in this very same building on Main Street in Calais. The original number was 281, and the city renumbered the street, and now we're 637, but we haven't moved an inch from where we started out. I started here at QDY September 1st, 1989. That seems like an awful long time ago. and it was. And so I wore a lot of hats, was a DJ and announcer, did all kinds of crazy stuff.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, I know. From '92 to until I allegedly retired December of 2016. I was also the news director, the one-man news department. For a while, we did have a guy covering New Brunswick news, Mac Nevers, who worked for us for a while in the '90s. Then he moved on to the St. Croix Courier, and he's no longer in the area, but he comes back every so often. But he covered our New Brunswick stuff in St. Stephen. And then when he left, I covered both sides of the border. So I was sort of all over the place depending on where the action was. And it would most likely be on the radio the next morning.
Now, back then, you were mostly just doing news, and then
I was doing news, and I also hosted the Saturday Night Hall of Fame, which was an oldie show from about early '90s to just before we became classic hits. So almost to 2000, maybe to about 2000. And then when we became classic hits, the oldie show came back on Saturday nights, called Classic Hits Rock and Roll Saturday Night. So we had a spectrum from the 50s through the 80s for music. And we never stayed in one era too long. And the phones would light up. I'd have a ton of requests from both sides of the border. It was just the most fun kind of show to do. But
kind of a throwback of.
it was a throwback, So we went from having, turntables here in the studio to a hard drive. And so the music was the same old tunes, but they sounded a lot better. And of course, in FM stereo, they sounded really good. So yeah, it was a fantastic show. We had contests and prizes to give away. Lots of clients that I got to deliver their message, big time. We do New Year's Eve, a countdown,
Yeah.
two countdowns, one for the Atlantic time zone,
Yeah.
one for the Eastern time zone, bringing in a new year. On QUI, I did that I can't count how many years I did that.
So tomorrow, or July 4th,
Fourth,
is the anniversary, 65 years broadcasting
yeah,
in Down East Maine,
yep,
and
southwestern New Brunswick. We were it was the only station around. There was Bangor, there was St. John, there was Ellsworth. There was nothing in Calais till WQDY showed up on
nice.
July 4th, 1959.
Wow, and you were a little tot then.
Yeah, actually, I was because I had family originally from here on my mom's side. A month after QDY signed on the air, we were in Calais and we drove by here. And my uncle said, "That's the radio station," and I thought, "In a house?" Because I grew up in Boston, so
Yeah.
and my mom sang on the radio in Boston in the 1930s.
Oh, wow.
So I kind of had, a radio bug growing up.
Now, do you sing at all?
No,
You sure?
no, I
You
do
don't have
not
anything you
sing.
can sing for us?
No. Before my voice changed,
What about
I
a
could,
jingle?
no, before my voice changed, I could do a mean Gregorian chant, but I can't do that now. I can't hit those high notes.
Nice. So tomorrow, July 4th, hopefully everybody will be listening and we'll be celebrating the birthday of WQDY
Yep.
along with our independence.
Yep.
So it was great. It will be a great day.
I think so. And you've got tons of archival material to play on the air, which is great.
Yep. So we'll be listening all morning. I'm going to play 3 songs an hour from 1959.
Yep.
So it's going to feel like we're back in the day.
That's cool. We are back in the day.
We are back in the day.
Yeah.
All right.
When I was a
Sounds good.
Ute.
When you were a Ute. You want to say happy birthday to WQDY real quick?
Yeah, happy birthday, WQDY. This has been my home away from home. Some people think I even lived here.
I think you have.
Well, I may well have. It's been
Some of the storms.
I spent a week here during the ice storm. Didn't go anywhere. Couldn't go anywhere. This was the best place to be.
Nice.
So
All
yeah.
right. All right.
So a lot of affinity for this place.
All right. Thanks, Tom.
You're welcome.
The Firedog on WQDY. Weekends
Yeah, weekends.
Yeah. What time are you on?
7 to 1, Saturdays and Sundays.
Along with
Daytimes.
who are your you have all your shows that come on like
Well, let's see, Time Warp on Saturdays, and Casey Kasem's American Top 40 on Sundays.
Casey Kasem, probably the shows we used to listen to when we were kids or when I was a kid.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you were younger.
When I was a youth.
Yep. All right. Thank
Okay,
you. Bye.
bye.